In this Blair County Beat interview, we'll learn more about Monica's journey, the inspiration behind Moontree Antiques, and what visitors can expect when the shop opens. Okay, hi Monica, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, very excited to be here today. Thanks for having me.
Sure. We're excited about your shop. Honestly, I can't wait to go in. So, I have a few questions for you, for our viewers. The first one is congratulations on the opening of Moontree Antiques. Can you tell us what inspired you and your husband to open an antique shop in downtown Hollidaysburg?
Sure. So it's quite a story. So I guess it kind of begins with my love for antiques, going way back, growing up in Laurel, Maryland. My parents would often take me to Main Street in downtown historic Laurel, where there were antique shops. And my dad especially loved this one that had a lot of Christmas items, like vintage Christmas. And there was old books upstairs. So my mom and I would often go up there. And I remember the creaky wooden steps. I remember buying old Nancy Drew. And so that's where it kind of started in terms of the root of it all. And obviously I had and continue to have a career in professional writing and editing, to kind of pay the bills and to work my degree in writing and literature. And it's been great. And when I met my husband 3 years ago or so, is kind of when the antiques came back into the picture in terms of marrying our interests for history, culture, travel. He had quite a collection. I hadn't really had much, but I've known about things from writing about historic homes and history and people who collect. And so it's really kind of an accelerated a new dream, a new journey to this space today. Because we thought we need a good downtown to do this. If we're going to have this community feel and this historic feel, we need a historic district, because story, community, antiques, it all goes hand in hand. Like for me, it's not just about selling the items. It's not just retail. It really is about that story and seeing people's faces when they hold something from the past. And what that means. So about a year ago, we started researching downtowns and visiting them. We went to Bellefonte, we went to Gettysburg, Cumberland, Maryland. We looked at Ebensburg. We just did our research into little downtowns. And it had to be the right mix. It had to be a place that had its act together. It had to be historically preserved. And there had to be opportunity. Timing is everything. And with Beer Barrow being one of the few open, and housing being available, and Hollidaysburg checking all the boxes in terms of having a great municipality and a clean, vibrant downtown, it kind of just started to accelerate. Hollidaysburg's it. We got to go. We got to move on this. We got to get it.
It's meant to be, honestly.
Yeah. And so I know we'll edit some of this out, but I hope that wasn't too long-winded.
No.
But I feel like some of these I could go on for a while, because there's a lot behind
We'll edit it. We'll edit it. So, your shop opens this Friday. How exciting has this been for you? I mean, you kind of answered the question already because you love antiques and whatever, but now you have your own shop. Your dream is coming true, and
exactly, it's very tangible now, and it's almost unbelievable. It sounds cliche to say it sounds or feels surreal, but indeed it is surreal. Because so much work has gone into this in quite a short period of time. We've moved from the Du Bois area, as well as moving things for the shop as well as our personal things, all within the past 3 months. This has
Wow.
been very fast.
I have the condensed time period
It's a
there.
lot of time. It's like,
Yeah.
it's been percolating in my mind for years. And then as a team, husband and wife team, we've been talking about things really for just about maybe 1 year. And then the dominoes just start falling, once this calendar year came, January 26th,
Yeah.
it really started to move. And so you almost don't have time. Even now, it's like I'm getting time to think and breathe and look at it, and it's not registering because it's just so, it's a lot of adrenaline.
It's hard to believe that your dreams can come true these days. I mean, I'm just going to say it. But, the American dream and stuff like that, they say, is no longer there or whatever, but it is hard to open your own business wherever you are.
Yeah.
Let alone it requires a lot of energy, and you're working also.
Yes.
So
still editing and writing.
Kudos to you.
Yeah. You kind of do what you can to make the dream happen, whether that's work other jobs. You still make the time. You just make the time, and if that's a 12-hour day or a 14-hour day, if that's not having weekends for months on end, that's what it is.
Yeah.
But when you're passionate about it, it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah.
It really doesn't.
No.
It feels good. Even when you are exhausted, it's like in your bones, I accomplished something. Exhaustion.
Yeah.
So, yes, from entrepreneur to entrepreneur, I feel like you can understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what attracted you to the world of antiques to begin with?
Yeah, well, I guess it goes back to that Laurel Main Street, those shops.
So when you were little, ever since you were little, that seed was planted.
It was, and that led to also collecting stamps. I was really into collecting old stamps, like from the early 1900s from across the world.
Okay.
And my mom would take me to this framing and art and antique kind of eclectic shop, also in Laurel, Maryland, to get like materials for stamp collectors. The little adhesives you put on the back and the mounting system, and I was really into that for a long time. That and old Nancy Drew books. My mom gave me some of her older books because those older materials, there's a smell about them, to be honest with you. There's a character about them that you just don't see in like Walmart or things around you in the modern day. And so I kind of just liked going back in time. I was an only kid. I could get in my head a lot, and I liked to research and think about, just imagine someone in Hungary was putting this stamp on an envelope to who knows who back in 1942, and they mailed it to this state,
It is so cool to think about.
Right.
Yeah. So just to give, people a little bit of a preview of your store, how would you describe the shop and its atmosphere?
In summary, I'd say it's just very warm and eclectic. Okay. So it's not like we specialize in one thing. When we go to estate sales or barn cleanouts or what have you, or even in our travels, we're looking for things that are just different, things that, it's not all high end. A lot of our antiques, they're approachable. We have some really fine pieces in there, but we also have a lot of pieces there that you might still use. You might use in your kitchen, or you might read that book, or you might just decorate it with it, but it's very really and eclectic, and it just has a warmth to it. I think even like in the tones and the colors that we've chosen. Yeah. We're named Moon Tree, so we love earth, we love moon, and just natural things. So lots of greens and browns, and as you come in to start.
Well, I can't wait to see it because I saw it when it was still a work in progress and unboxing everything. So I can't wait to see what it looks like. Yes. Honestly,
and people have been as we've been in there working so busily. People will walk by and they'll look in. Yeah. They'll take pictures. They'll wave.
Oh, that's nice. See, people are excited. People want a nice downtown and like an interesting variety of shops.
Yes. Oh, and I have to add, this is another reason why you may ask why Hollidaysburg. We talked a lot to the borough and Stoltz Real Estate. And we were hearing from both, we want people like you here. So it was a very inviting, we want antiques in Hollidaysburg. We want to be part of the antiques an extension of like the Antiques Heritage Trail that you see coming out of Duncansville and kind of even up and out of Bedford. So when you have that welcoming environment and you feel like you're meeting the need of a community and they're excited, that's also your answer too.
Yes.
Like it feels good to be wanted, you know, and for other people to also share in the vision of, yeah, antiques belong in a town like this.
They totally do.
People would love it. You know, they get it. So I just had to shout out Stoltz and the borough as well of Hollidaysburg.
What types of antiques and treasures can shoppers expect to find when they walk into your store? I think you brought a few examples, so let's see what we have there.
Is it time to dip into my stash here? So one of my personal favorites, we have a lot of vinyl in the shop. Records are in. They've actually never really died, but they're coming back in a new way. We see even a lot of interest among college kids just getting into vinyl. And so Beatles are hot. It's like Beatlemania really never died. And this is one of my personal favorite albums. So this is one item you can expect to find in the shop. And a lot in that genre, you know, that 60s, 70s, real good music.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
So with our vinyl, we have books and records kind of go together. So we have a whole room dedicated to books and records. And this here, you know, as an English major, I couldn't leave this out. This is an early 1900s copy of Mark Twain's works, the author's National Edition. And it's in fantastic shape.
I can see that.
He's got, it's a couple of his stories, but we carry the big authors, you know, the early American authors. We have a special place in our heart for at the shop. We have, and this is very hot today, Vintage Christmas, also something that'll never die. We have an entire room, and one of our biggest rooms at the shop, just full of Christmas items from the 1920s through the 1970s.
Wow.
This here was made in Ireland, probably about the 50s or so, and they're candy balls and ornaments.
Oh,
some of them never used. I wouldn't eat anything if you find anything in these, but they're just this cute little tin balls that had candy in them, and some of them still do. Very vintage, and just like the way things were designed in the day. Very charming.
It's. I mean, I know it's kind of being replicated by big chain stores, but it's not the same as the vintage actual product, like the retro product. So.
Exactly. I don't have too much more here. I could have went hog wild, but I just kept.
Don't want to show everybody the goods ahead of time.
So two more. So we have a lot of glass in the shop. Glass tells a great story, great American story, because a lot of glass used to be made here in this country. West Virginia was a huge headquarters for glass blowing, ceramics making. Fenton is the big name in antique and vintage glass. And the cool thing about that is anything that's Fenton that's painted, they had artists and skilled hand painted talent on staff at these ceramics factories. And they would paint their name on the bottom. And, you know, Fenton, made in the USA, and hand painted by an artist who was employed by Fenton, you know, in say, West Virginia. They had other plants too. But this is just a beautiful piece.
It is. The detail on that is hard to believe there's a paintbrush that small to paint that, you know?
And then all of that closed up when we started, you know, mass producing overseas. And, you know, you're rarely going to find something hand painted today, like that's a figurine or a piece of pottery in a big box store. And then going way back, we also have a lot of what we call primitives at the shop. So things from the 1800s.
Oh, I love those.
Very early 1900s. So this is an old skeleton key. It's
that is
humongous. You know, made out of, how we describe it here, large hand-forged iron skeleton key. And something like this, you know, just cool for decor. Put it on the stack of books. And it just, we leave all that rust on there. It gives it character. And then you know.
Yeah.
So that's really just an idea of what you can find in the shop.
That's great.
Just a small idea.
Yeah. You brought definitely a good variety of pieces to show people, so I think that was helpful.
Great. Thank you.
So how do you and your husband go about finding and selecting the pieces? I mean, do you go to like flea markets or like...
A little bit of flea markets, a lot of estate sales.
Okay.
And sometimes in our travels, we'll come across other antique shops.
Okay.
And we like to support local and buy local, so we'll go in there and see what we find that we like. That's a good price, and
Yeah.
either add it to our personal collection or just kind of keep it on the side for this endeavor. One day. We have a personal affinity for nautical things. So
me too.
we like old lobster traps and old like nautical pottery and things. We traveled up in Maine last summer, and we found some things there.
Did you eat lobster?
We did. We did. It's the foodies
up there. We had it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah.
It's like food, art, antiques. It all goes together, because you go get lunch and then you go walk it off by walking down the street, and then you start going in the shops. And a lot of those shops are antique shops or thrift stores, and that gets to the sustainability that we support as well.
Oh, that's great.
So
yeah. Is there a particular style, time period, or type of item that you especially enjoy collecting?
Christmas. We love 1940s, 50s Christmas. We hardly ever pass up on that if it's a good deal. And it's a good. It doesn't even have to be in the best of shape. It's just again, it comes back to that character. It's okay if maybe some paint scuffed on a Christmas ornament here or there. It's amazing it looks that good. As good as it does after so many decades. So we can't pass up on Christmas.
Okay. Hey, I mean, our house at Christmas time is ridiculous. We do silver and gold theme. So it's, we don't have a lot of vintage pieces, but we definitely go all out at that time of year. So most people are probably going to be loving your Christmas selection.
It's all year long you can shop for Christmas. So you gotta get started now.
Yeah, never too early.
Yes.
Have your travels and adventures influenced the items that you curate?
So our love for Maine, that's kind of influenced it a little bit. Just that coastal, relaxed New England vibe, things that are primitive. A lot of the early American authors are from up in New England.
Yes,
so I have in my personal collection, and I got it from Maine. It was a great price on a old Washington Irving book of his novellas and poems.
Okay.
So the early American authors, the nautical, those are things of our personal interest and our backgrounds that have kind of influenced what we buy.
Yeah.
I also like some of the more international things. We do carry a few international pieces in the shop. Made in India, made in Morocco, made in Switzerland has made a lot of really neat things. Or Germany for their china, also their Christmas bulbs. Germany and Poland put out beautiful glass Christmas ornaments, and still continue this day that tradition.
Oh, that's cool.
So just that openness to the world influences the inventory.
Yeah. So what has been your biggest challenge to get ready for opening day?
So the hardest part has been at doing everything at once. So it'd be one thing if the space was ready and you just had to move the stuff in and stage it. But as you get into it, you realize, we need to make a modification here. So you got to stop what you're doing, put a shelf up. You go to put the shelf up, the paint's not good there. We got to paint the wall first. So you kind of have an idea of what you're going to do for the day as far as unpacking or theming a room. But you got to get the room ready first, or maybe there's some hidden thing in there that's like, we got to deal with this leak, and what have you, and so you just deal with it, and you move on. But you have to do everything almost at once. It's not like you can just compartmentalize.
Yes, we had the same thing here. It was very difficult. It was like you notice one thing. You thought it was done, wasn't done.
Exactly.
The thing around it wasn't done, so now you have to do that. So
Yeah, you literally look at something, you think, we can do this. Is a day's worth of work, and then a day turns into
we thought
3.
that too.
And then we both got sick at the same time,
Oh, no.
several weeks ago, and we lost 10 days there, just where we were down for the count. You know, we could do things on our laptop. That's when we kind of worked on what I would call the paperwork piece, setting up the LLC, getting all the tax implications that come with opening a business, a bank account. So we worked a lot on that from laying down.
So what to you has been the most rewarding part of this process so far?
For me, it's literally just been knowing that your dream is going to be tangible, seeing it come to life, and seeing the progress over time. So at the beginning, the progress is slow.
Did you take pictures, like before and after or anything?
We did.
Oh,
so we've got pictures of some of these rooms that are just in complete disarray. And now we'll have a picture and a reality of the same room all buttoned up and tidied up. Yeah. And it's almost like a magic wand, but it wasn't, So that's the rewarding part is knowing that it just didn't happen like that. We had to overcome a lot. It could have broken us at any point in the process, because you run into walls. But as long as you keep going, it's just amazing what you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is there one particular item, an antique in your store that has a particularly compelling story behind it? Or do they all have their own individual unique story? Really?
I would say they all probably have their own story. How I think it becomes more of a story, so to speak, is when people buy it and then they tell their story with it. So I don't have this piece in the shop, but it's a story it's like an example of what I think people will experience with antiques. So my mom has this brown stuffed bear. Actually, it's a black stuffed bear.
Okay.
With a red leash and collar on.
Okay.
And her grandmother got it when she was traveling around the country. She was an immigrant from Poland, and she was a feisty older woman, and she traveled by herself on a bus. And she would always get things for my mom along the way to bring back to her granddaughter. And it was just stuff at, travel stops or rest stops. But that meant a lot to my mom. And she still has this bear to this day. It's probably from the 60s or what have you. And, it's kind of, it's thinning in spots, but, the way she talks about that bear and how it made her feel when her grandmother would think of her, when she would buy these things. Yeah. That's what I mean. Like when you come into something, that's when the story continues. So I don't know the background of all these pieces, like personally, or the people. But that's how I think it can be incorporated into someone's story anew. They'll get it from our shop, and maybe they'll gift it to someone, and then someone will remember that they gifted it for them, and that they looked extra hard for this piece. They just didn't go to some major big box store and grab something. Yeah, they went off the beaten path a bit. Yes, and thought, that reminds me of you. I've never seen that before.
Those always make the best gifts, I think. Yeah, with a lot of thought put into them.
Exactly. Exactly.
So how important is it for Moontree Antiques to become part of downtown Hollidaysburg community?
Oh, it's critical. Like, we want to be part of all the events. Yes. I think you have Third and the Berg here, where businesses can stay open, maybe extended hours. Yeah. While vendors are here in the streets, food trucks. We want to be open for things like that.
Are there food trucks downtown Hollidaysburg?
I think they come for certain events, maybe like the boroughs told me a little bit about some of the events that happen down here, where they close off the street and, maybe there's music or a farmer's market, things like that. We want to be available to those patrons, who are walking the streets and enjoying the downtown.
You kind of spoke to this already because you had people like peering in the window taking pictures. But what kind of reaction have you received from from residents and neighboring businesses so far?
Yeah, just that people have been waiting for an antique shop, almost in a sense. Like, it's a natural fit. Like, why hasn't Hollidaysburg had one in a while, or what have you? And it's like, here we are. They're getting one back. And it just feels very accepting. I think people are kind of yearning for that shopping experience, because there's so much else. You know, I mentioned food and antiques go well together. There's a lot of great places to eat. And now you have somewhere to add to a stop on your stroll. After your lunch or your, brunch or what have you.
It's a great location too.
It is.
It's nice and big and in an area and everything. So yeah,
it's really good.
You picked a great spot.
Just off the diamond, so not on it. But I don't think you can go wrong with Allegheny.
No.
As a business owner.
I saw this Lusardi's building, and I think it had been empty for 2 years, and I wanted it so badly. And it just happened to work out with the landlord, like similar to what you said. He was excited about what I wanted to do with the space.
Yes.
So he was willing to, lease me the area, the store. So, yeah.
Having that support and that shared energy is everything.
Yes.
It's everything when you're trying to start something from scratch in a brand new place from the ground up. That like-mindedness, that shared vision.
Yeah.
It's so important, because it's hard enough as it is, but to have other people helping rather than, just not having much to say, or maybe say, it hasn't been lukewarm. It's been passionate here in Hollidaysburg.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
So looking ahead, what are your goals and hopes for Moontree Antiques over the next few years?
To really become more tight-knit with the community.
Yeah.
So we have to establish we want to establish a relationship, because that's really what it is. It's about being in relationship with your customers, and with the goings on in town, and being open special hours for when there are special events to accommodate more business, more interest, and just being a part of something bigger. I think that would be the long-term goal, is to really be part of something bigger, whatever that is, however we can ultimately give back beyond even just being open and offering a nice shopping experience. Maybe it's sponsoring the Moontree or something. That's over in is it Highland Park? That it's on the grounds of this beautiful estate back here.
Okay.
The actual Moontree with the plaque.
Oh, I'm not sure. That sounds cool.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
You don't know about the Moontree?
No.
That's why we named it Moontree Antiques.
Okay.
We did a lot of research. We just didn't want to name it some random name that we thought was cool. Again, it had to be connected to history and to the town. And we have one of the few Moontrees in the country right here in Hollidaysburg.
Oh.
It was in 1970s, early 1970s, an Apollo mission to the moon took some seedlings, sycamore seedlings, to the moon for whatever reason. They did their mission. When they came back, 24 or so were planted throughout the United States, and they became known as moon trees.
Oh.
Because that seed has been to the moon.
Oh, that is so cool.
And there's a plaque there kind of telling you all about it.
You learn something new every day.
And it's literally right in your backyard. It's a beautiful sycamore tree. It just started flowering or coming in green a few days ago.
I'll have to check it out.
And it's huge. It's huge now.
So what would you like people to know about Moontree Antiques, and why should they stop by after the for the grand opening and after?
Yeah, so they should know that there's something in there for them. Yeah. Even if it's just, we're going to have coffee and sweets too. Just stop on in. Like, it's literally, again, that warm environment. Because a lot of what we have are things that were used in hosting back in the day.
Okay.
So china, pitcher sets, lunch and tea sets, things of this nature. We're kind of keeping that alive with how we're running the place. We're hosting you. That's how we want people to think of it. We're hosting you here to wander about for hours on end. Yeah. And maybe you find something, maybe you don't, but hopefully you've had a good time. Yeah. And we get to know you and have a cup of coffee. Come back next weekend or whenever. The
people are great, honestly. Very friendly. Like, the fellow business owners have been friendly, with us and everything. And so that's been an extra nice thing to have. It's very supportive community, so.
Yes. And we want to be part of that. We feel like we're kindred spirits with Hollidaysburg. and with people like you.
Yeah. Finally, last question. Where can residents find more information about your shop? Like, do you have a Facebook page or anything?
Yes, that's our primary right now is our Facebook page, Moontree Antiques.
Okay.
We have a business page there, and it's just fledgling. I think we've posted 2 or 3 times. So we've got a lot of momentum. We need to build up to get the word out.
It's hard. Like, I had the same thing, like trying to get that following that, is important to help spread the word about your business. So. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. What else have you found to work?
Instagram. We post the videos on YouTube, so we have a YouTube channel. And then I'm going to create a website to put, information about, like, that's in my flyers that I've created. And then also, we'll post the videos there. So, yeah.
So we're a little nervous about that, because it's we don't get 5,000 followers overnight. Just like anything else, it's going to take some time.
Yeah.
But I think we have a leg up being on Allegheny. Yes. That helps us out a lot.
Yes.
Because then we can just literally meet people where they are, and there's less of a guess. They're walking by, they come in, we meet with them, they come in the shop, and hopefully that makes them a repeat. So
yeah, that's great. Well, we've come to the end of the interview, and I just wanted to thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate learning more about your shop and your process and everything. And I'll be there on the 29th.
Yes, please come. And again, you're an example of the support I'm talking about. That has really, really helped us as we've been frenzied. It's been a lot of work, and to have people like you, just coming around and saying, "Hey, we support you."
Yeah, and you should, if you ever, if you have a sale or important event coming up, or anything that you want to advertise, you're welcome to come back on the show anytime.
Okay.
So, yeah, just keep that in mind.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much.